The morning light filters softly through the window. You take a slow breath, feeling the air expand your chest. There's a quiet stiffness in your shoulders, a whisper of age and time. You move your neck slightly, and the body reminds you it remembers. Years of work, laughter, long walks, and endless days are stored there. But today feels different. Today, you've decided to listen. To give your body the kindness it's been asking for. No rushing, no pushing, just gentle motion. You stand or sit tall, letting your spine find its rhythm. The sound of your breath becomes a soft melody of calm. Each inhale opens a little more space inside you. Each exhale lets go of a little more weight. This is where healing begins. Not with effort, but with awareness. Not with strength, but with softness. You realize movement is not lost, it's only waiting. Waiting to be rediscovered, one stretch at a time. And as the music fades in, you feel ready. Ready to begin the journey back to motion, back to yourself. The body is a storyteller. Every movement, every ache carries a memory. You can feel it in the way your shoulders lift when you're tense, in how your knees hesitate before each step. It's as if time has written its story in your muscles. And sometimes that story feels heavy. The years have taught your body to protect itself, to tighten, to hold, to resist. But what if your body is not trying to limit you? What if it's simply asking to be heard? Stretching is like opening a conversation, a quiet exchange between breath and motion. When you move slowly, the body listens. When you breathe deeply, it begins to trust again. There's wisdom in every joint, every fiber of you. Wisdom that says, I can move, I can change, I am still alive. You start by standing tall, letting gravity ground you. Your feet press gently into the floor. You notice how your weight shifts with every inhale. You notice the subtle pull in your calves, your back, your neck. These sensations are not pain. They're reminders of presence. The body doesn't forget, but it forgives. And with each gentle stretch, it softens. Flexibility is not about touching your toes. It's about feeling connected again. It's the moment when movement meets memory. You remember how easy it once was to reach, to twist, to turn. You remember dancing, walking freely, laughing without stiffness. Those moments are still inside you. The body holds on to them, waiting for you to return. You breathe in and lift your arms. The motion is slow, deliberate, kind. The muscles awaken, unsure at first, then grateful. Your spine lengthens. Your chest opens. You feel a ripple of energy move through you, familiar, comforting. This is what it means to reconnect. Not to change who you are, but to rediscover what's already there. Stretching teaches patience. You learn that progress is not in how far you bend. It's in how deeply you notice, how aware you are of each sensation, each release. As you breathe, stiffness begins to ease. The body starts to flow again, quietly, naturally. You feel warmth spreading through your joints. A pulse of life, soft and steady. This is not exercise. It's communication. Your body says, thank you. And you answer, I'm listening. In that exchange, healing begins. Movement becomes medicine. Stillness becomes strength. And somewhere between those two, balance is born. The world outside might still rush, but inside time slows down. You realize the power of gentle motion. It's not about fighting age. It's about embracing it with grace. Stretching isn't a demand. It's an offering. A small, sacred act of care for the body that has carried you this far. And as you stand there breathing softly, you feel gratitude rise. For the years lived. For the body that remembers. And for the chance, right now, to begin again. Gentle movement has its own kind of strength. It doesn't rush. It doesn't force. It invites. You begin to understand that stretching is not about reaching further, but about returning inward. Each breath becomes a guide, leading your body toward ease. You breathe in, and the world expands just a little more. You breathe out, and the weight you've been carrying begins to fade. The power of gentle motion lies in its honesty. It asks nothing more than your presence. No perfect pose, no perfect form. Just awareness. Your body doesn't need intensity, it needs consistency. Even 5 minutes of mindful movement can change how you feel. The muscles wake up slowly, like the sun rising after a long night. You feel warmth spreading through your shoulders, your spine, your hips. Every joint whispers, "Thank you for remembering me." You start to see that movement is not an obligation, it's a gift. It's a way to honor the body that has carried you through everything. You lift your arms gently, feeling the pull along your sides. You roll your shoulders, easing out the years of stillness. Your breath deepens, and the air feels softer somehow. The rhythm forms naturally. Inhale, stretch, exhale, release. There's beauty in that simplicity. You realize that control is not power, surrender is. The body responds when you stop fighting it. When you listen instead of demand. Gentle movement reminds you that strength can be soft, that progress can be quiet, and that healing rarely happens in a hurry. You move through each stretch with curiosity, noticing how your balance shifts, how your muscles adjust. This awareness connects your mind and body in ways you may have forgotten. It's like reuniting two old friends who haven't spoken in years. They begin to understand each other again. With every breath, your nervous system calms. Your heart rate slows. The body starts to trust itself once more. It's not about pushing limits, it's about finding balance within them. You remember that movement isn't punishment, it's expression. It's the language of life itself. As you stretch, you notice how the smallest actions bring the biggest relief. A slow neck roll, a deep side reach, a gentle twist of the torso. Each motion opens a little more space, both inside and out. You start to move with intention, not habit. And with that shift, your energy changes. You feel lighter, more awake, more alive. The stiffness that once defined your mornings begins to loosen its grip. Your body moves, your mind follows. They begin to work together again, partners in restoration. This is the power of gentle movement. Not to transform you overnight, but to remind you that growth can happen quietly, that every small stretch is an act of renewal. You end with one long breath, full and steady. The air flows in, the tension flows out. And you realize, maybe for the first time in a long while, that peace can live in motion. The upper body carries so many of life's burdens. The weight of years, the curve of time, the quiet tension we forget to release. Your shoulders, your neck, your arms, they hold stories of effort and endurance. You begin here, where motion meets awareness. You take a slow breath, lifting your shoulders gently toward your ears. Hold it for a moment, then let them fall with your exhale. The release feels like a sigh after a long day. You roll them backward, one slow circle at a time. The movement is small, but the relief is real. The tightness softens, the blood begins to flow again. You can almost feel your body thanking you. Now you raise your arms overhead, fingers reaching toward the ceiling. Not to strain, but to lengthen. To remind your spine what space feels like. Your ribs lift, your chest opens. You breathe in deeply, feeling air move through places that were once still. The arms tremble slightly, and that's okay. It means your muscles are waking up. You lower them slowly, like the wings of a bird returning home. You begin to notice how much emotion lives in your upper body. How often you've held your breath, tightened your jaw, or shrugged off discomfort. Each movement now becomes an act of letting go. You tilt your head gently to one side. Feel the stretch run down your neck, along your shoulder. Then the other side. Each tilt, each breath, releases a little more. You can feel warmth rising through your skin, a sign of new circulation. Your joints whisper quietly, adjusting to the rhythm. You clasp your hands behind your back. Stretch them gently downward as your chest opens to the front. Your heart feels lighter in that moment. It's as if you've made more room inside yourself. You can sense how connected everything is, your shoulders to your breath to your calm. You're not forcing anything. You're remembering how freedom feels. The stiffness that once held your upper body still begins to melt away. You lift one arm across your chest, holding it softly with the other. The familiar stretch returns, tender but kind. This is not struggle. This is release. You hold the pose, breathing through it. Your heartbeat slows, your thoughts quiet. For a moment, you are entirely present. No plans, no regrets, no noise. Just motion and stillness working together. You feel how stretching isn't only physical. It's emotional. It's the way your body says, "I'm safe now." You rotate your wrists, circle your elbows, stretch your fingers wide. Even the smallest joints deserve care. You're restoring the flow that life sometimes interrupts. The air feels lighter, your shoulders freer, your mind clearer. This is what it means to awaken the upper body. Not through strain, but through awareness. Not through force, but through kindness. And as you lower your arms and breathe deeply once more, you realize something simple and true. That every gentle movement brings you closer to comfort, and every breath brings you closer to peace. The lower body carries the story of every step you've ever taken. Each stride, each pause, each quiet moment of standing still. Your hips, your legs, your feet, they've held your world together. They've taken you places, kept you steady, and supported every journey. But over time, they've grown tight, weary, sometimes silent. Now, it's time to give them the care they deserve. You begin by grounding your feet into the floor. Feel the texture beneath you, steady, reliable, real. Let the weight of your body settle evenly across both feet. This is your foundation. You inhale slowly, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, you bend your knees just a little. Notice the small shift, the warmth that begins to rise from your calves. You roll your ankles gently, one at a time, tracing slow circles. The movement is quiet but powerful. It awakens forgotten muscles, small yet essential. Your feet are alive again, whispering balance back into your body. Now lift one knee slowly, holding it close to your chest. Breathe into the stretch, feeling the hips begin to open. You lower the legs softly and repeat with the other side. The motion feels like a rhythm, calm and natural. You begin to sense how connected your lower body is to everything above it. Your hips are the bridge between your strength and your stillness. They carry emotion, tension, and years of motion unspoken. You place your hands on your hips and draw gentle circles. Forward, side, back, and around again. The joints begin to loosen, the stiffness begins to fade. It's not about how wide you move, it's about how aware you are. You lean forward slightly, keeping your back long and your breath steady. The stretch flows down your legs, from hamstrings to ankles. You stop before discomfort, breathing through the edge. Each inhale lengthens. Each exhale releases. It's a dance between effort and ease. You shift your weight to one leg, then the other. Feel the balance returning, not just in your body but in your mind. You reach gently toward your toes, not to touch them but to connect with yourself. To listen. To honor what your body allows today. The lower back sighs in gratitude, the hips follow in rhythm. Your knees unlock a little more with every breath. There is freedom growing here, quiet, patient freedom. You begin to feel warmth spreading through your thighs, your calves, your feet. This is energy returning home. The stiffness that once kept you grounded now becomes your teacher. It reminds you that movement doesn't have to be big to be meaningful. Even the smallest shift brings renewal. You straighten slowly, letting your spine rise one vertebra at a time. Your head lifts last, your gaze soft and steady. You feel taller, lighter, more rooted. The ground beneath you feels like an ally. Your body stands in quiet strength, ready for whatever comes next. And as you breathe deeply one last time, you realize this truth, that the lower body is not just your support, it's your connection to life itself. The core is where everything begins. It's the quiet center of balance, the anchor of every movement you make. Not just muscles, but memory lives here. Every twist, every breath, every emotion passes through this space. You bring your attention inward now, toward that center. Place a hand on your stomach. Feel the gentle rise and fall as you breathe. That rhythm is your foundation. It connects your mind to your movement. You inhale deeply, feeling your belly expand like a calm wave. You exhale slowly, drawing it in toward your spine. The motion is small, but the strength it builds is quiet and deep. You begin to notice how your posture changes with each breath. Your back straightens, your shoulders relax, your body aligns. This is the beginning of stability. Strength that doesn't shout but sustains. You twist gently to one side, keeping your breath smooth and easy. The spine moves like water, steady and patient. Then you return to center and twist the other way. The body follows, the breath guides. Each turn feels like unlocking a door inside yourself. Tension softens, energy flows freely again. You realize how the core supports everything, your balance, your breath, your confidence. Without it, movement feels uncertain. With it, every step becomes grounded. You lift your chest slightly with your next inhale. The ribcage opens, your lungs expand, your heart feels spacious. On the exhale, you draw your navel inward, steady and controlled. The motion is simple, yet full of meaning. It's the body's way of reminding you what control feels like: calm, centered, aware. You lower yourself slightly, bending your knees or sitting if needed. Engage your abdomen as you breathe, gentle but firm. The muscles awaken, not through force but through focus. You feel warmth radiate through your midsection, spreading upward and downward. This warmth is power, quiet and kind. It doesn't rush, it flows. Your spine feels long, your body steady, your breath anchored. This is balance, the kind that comes not from holding still, but from understanding movement. You twist again, slower this time, eyes closed. Your awareness expands beyond your body. You can sense your strength as something deeper, not just physical but emotional. The core holds courage. It holds resilience. It holds every time you've stood back up after falling. You breathe into that memory, that knowing. Your center responds, strong yet soft. The movement becomes a meditation. Each inhale fills you with calm energy. Each exhale releases what you no longer need. Your back feels taller, your breath fuller, your thoughts clearer. This is what strength feels like, not heavy but light. Not tense but alive. You place your hands on your heart and abdomen, feeling the pulse of life between them. In that space lies your balance, your stability, your quiet power. And as you breathe once more, slow and steady, you understand that true strength comes not from force, but from connection. From the calm, steady rhythm that begins right here, at your core. Stretching is more than movement. It's a quiet conversation between your body and your mind. As you begin, you notice the sound of your own breath. Slow, gentle, steady. It becomes the background music to your awareness. Each inhale draws your focus inward. Each exhale clears the noise that lives in your thoughts. You start to understand that stretching is not just physical release. It's emotional release too. When the body loosens, the mind softens. When the muscles open, the heart follows. You begin to feel lighter, not just in your limbs but in your spirit. You're not chasing flexibility anymore, you're finding peace. The motion becomes a rhythm of mindfulness. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let go. The pattern feels familiar, ancient even, as if your body always knew this language. You feel connected to something greater than effort or age. The tension that once felt heavy begins to dissolve with each slow breath. You notice small details, the warmth in your hands, the pulse in your feet, the calm behind your eyes. These are signs of life, steady and present. Stretching turns into meditation. You're no longer thinking about how far you move. You're simply being here, within yourself. The mind quiets, and the world outside feels distant, almost still. Every motion now carries intention, gentle, thoughtful, full of care. You stretch your arms softly, feeling energy extend beyond your fingertips. It's as if your breath is painting space around you. In this stillness, you find gratitude. Gratitude for the body that wakes up each day, for the years that have shaped you, for the resilience that never left. You begin to see your body not as something to fix, but something to cherish. Every wrinkle, every ache, every slow movement tells the story of life. Stretching becomes a way to honor that story, a way to say thank you. The more you move, the more you notice the connection between emotion and motion. The body carries what the heart cannot say. And when you stretch, it speaks again, softly, truthfully. You realize that balance is not the absence of effort. It's the harmony between motion and rest, between doing and being. You breathe deeply once more, letting your awareness settle like sunlight through water. There's peace in that feeling, the kind that doesn't shout but hums quietly within. Your body feels awake. Your mind feels calm. And your heart feels open. This is what it means to stretch beyond the physical, to find movement in stillness, to find calm in motion. You end your practice with a gentle breath, a soft smile, and a whisper to yourself, I am here, whole, alive, and at ease. In that moment, you understand stretching isn't just something you do. It's something you become, a quiet union of breath, body, and being. Take a deep breath. Let the air fill your chest, calm and steady. Feel how your body has changed, even in these few quiet moments. The stiffness has softened. The breath flows easier. The mind feels lighter, clearer. You've moved through stillness and found strength in gentleness. Every stretch, every inhale, has brought you closer to yourself. This isn't the end of movement, it's the beginning of awareness. Your body knows the path now. It remembers how to open, how to release, how to rest. You've learned that motion doesn't have to be fast to be powerful. It only has to be kind. So carry this calm into your day. Walk a little slower. Breathe a little deeper. Move with intention, with gratitude. Your body is not your limitation, it's your home. A home that responds to care, to patience, to love. As the last note fades, you smile softly to yourself. You've stretched not just your muscles, but your spirit. And in that quiet realization, you find peace, the kind that stays long after the movement ends.